Hello there, Loud here. So imagine this. You're in class and the teacher is passing out papers, talking about an upcoming class trip, and these papers are permission slips for your parents to sign. Well, I'm going to talk about the experience that all leads up to school trips. The times where you think you can get out of learning, but the reason you're even being taken is so that you can learn. I went on multiple I went to multiple schools before college, so I went on a lot of different trips. I remember all the times I went home with a permission slip and absolutely pestered my parents to sign it because the experience sounded so much fun. Going all the way back in time to kindergarten, I remember two trips that happened during that time. Once was my first visit to the zoo. Unfortunately, I don't remember a whole lot about what happened there, but just one instance where I got super lost and the fact that I got to feed a giraffe. That was pretty cool. Another trip I remember is during the Halloween season, we went to a pumpkin patch. We got to pick pumpkins, went on a hayride, saw a short film at a barn. I even got to milk a cow. I have fond memories of kindergarten, even if some details are fuzzy. I realize that's a bit of a contradictory statement, but cut me some slack. A lot happened over the years. Fast forwarding on to second grade. I remember another two trips I went on. Once we went to a learning center that I absolutely loved going to. Oh, my favorite part was going to the medieval section and just role playing with my classmates. Even with my boldies, it was so much fun. There was a swinging orb that told the time. I don't remember what it was called though, but it was really cool. Another time we walked to a nearby bowling area and I actually had a ton of fun. I remember everyone got really into the claw machine that was there, and to the point that I was one of the few people actually bowling, and the supervisors were threatening to end the trip early if they didn't stop with the claw machine and bowl like we were there for. So I never got to use the claw machine. Second grade was rough on me for a variety of reasons, but those trips were really fun and I look back on them fondly. Now for context on this next type of trip. I grew up in a big city until I moved to a small town in my teen years because of my dad's work. I'm saying this because when I was talking to people about these trips, I learned that they didn't have these kinds of trips. Symphony orchestras. From first grade all the way to sixth grade, my parents would pay $20 is for the school to send me to symphony orchestras. And I'll be honest, I absolutely loved going to them. I would beg my mom to pay for me to go because that was one of the things I looked forward to most in the school year. These trips happen twice a school year, one being in the fall and one being in the spring. Sometimes stories would be told with the orchestra, like Beethoven or the Nutcracker. Honestly, going to the orchestra really love music. I include music in all my stories, and I am hoping to learn how to compose music, but I don't really know where to start. I don't have a really good sense of rhythm, and that's kind of required. I also gained an interest in learning violin after the first time I went to the orchestra, and I actually got one. I even joined my sixth grade orchestra, and I need to learn how to read sheet music though. I'm not really good at the violin. If your school does these kinds of trips, I totally recommend you go because it's a really beautiful experience. Another trip I went on with sixth grade was for my leadership class. We went to a Thanksgiving food drive, and we helped in sorting out the food, and I even got to be on the radio. I was really excited to be there. Now on to high school. I went on yet another two trips during high school. Well, maybe more if you count the times I went out of town for debate competitions. Anyways, I mentioned this trip before, but it was an art club trip that I went on in my freshman year. We went to Kansas City, and I got to see a lot of cool street art. We went to the Nelson Atkins Museum where we got to lunch. I was having difficulty deciding on what to eat because I am a massive picky eater, and nothing on the Nelson Atkins menu looked appealing to me except the desserts. I felt so embarrassed, so I just stood there for a while looking at the menu trying to figure out what to eat, until my teacher came over and gave me a talk saying that no one was here to judge and that it was okay to get anything so long as I ate because it was going to be a long time before we ate again. So I swallowed my pride and got carrot cake. My dad had given me money for food and souvenirs for this trip, and two things about me is that I'm extremely impulsive and bad with money. So after a while, it got to the point that I had to resist getting stuff because I had to get money to feed myself. But man, did it hurt seeing so much cool stuff, but telling myself not to get it to the point I started breaking down crying outside the store because it stressed me out so much. My clubmate came out to check on me and reminded me that no one was here to judge, and that I was here to have fun and enjoy myself, so I calmed down and started having fun again. I was really embarrassed in both instances. We also went to Worlds of Fun, and I became really disoriented during the day, especially after I bumped my head while grabbing my purse after getting off a ride. I also got soaked on the ride, but that's to be expected. I didn't go to any more club trips due to COVID and overall lack of funding. However, I did go on an art class trip. Basically, it was a student exhibition at a college that showed art from students around the state. It was really nice to walk around and see other people's work. Now, this most recent trip I went on for college art club, Santa Fe. This was the first school trip that took me out of state, and it was awesome. On the way there, we stopped at Vegas to eat at a restaurant called The Skillet. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Our hotel was really cozy. We went to a museum first thing, and when we got there, and we were free to eat dinner wherever, so me and my friends went to a diner nearby our hotel. Day 2, we went to more museums, and we went to this market called the Jackalopes. I got a lot of stuff at the Jackalopes. I got this cute little cat house. That looked like a stone with mushrooms on it. I got to try this nice African restaurant. Next was our great destination, Meow Wolf. I absolutely loved Meow Wolf. It was such a surreal and psychedelic experience that I totally recommend. Literally, my main thoughts were, so this is what it's like to be high. I wasn't even high, but boy did it feel like it. I'd never even been high before, but damn, if that's what it was like. We went to another exhibition, but it just wasn't the same after going to Meow Wolf. After that, it was some free time, so me and my friends went around to some stores and a restaurant for coffee and tea. Day 3, we went to the Native American Museum and the International Folk Art Museum. Then it was more free time, so we checked out some more exhibitions, and we tried this small Japanese restaurant that was really good. I got to try inari tofu. It was awesome. Pretty much the entire trip, we never went to a place we could have gone at home. We saw a lot of stuff. I got tons of souvenirs from almost every place we went to. Like I said, I am impulsive. I've definitely been on more trips but they weren't school functions, so those stories are for another video. What sort of trips have you been on? What were your favorites? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, see ya, stay loud, stay proud. Going all the way back in time into kindergarten. Tangy. Tangy. Ah! It was a lot. Garfield! Ah! What is it, bud? What is it? I got to try this nice African restaurant. What is it, Garfield? What is it? What do you need? I'm trying to record, buddy.